This is Jonathan Anger for Seconds Out. We're here at the O2 Arena. I'm joined by Joe Joyce's team, Sam Jones and Adam Morallee. Joe Joyce has beaten Bryant Jennings, another one off the list. Your thoughts, Sam?
It was a fucking hard fight, wasn't it? But let's be honest, he was a world-level opponent that came to win. He's lost to Rivas, he's lost a decision to Klitschko, and he got took out by Luis Ortiz. And now he's just being beat by Joe by a landslide. And I thought the scoring was a little unfair on Jennings. I thought the fight was a little closer than that, but Joe was a dominant fighter. He got better as the fight went on. Did he take too many punches? Yes, but the guy was a sharp shooter. He was very, very sharp, Jennings. And let me tell you something. As I just said there, there's been a few heavyweights tonight I've seen online saying, "Oh, Joe's going to be found wanting at world level." Jennings had beat those certain people that were saying that then, easy as well, very, very comfortably.
Which people?
I'm not going to start saying that, so I don't need to. You know exactly who I mean. But I'm telling you now that they would get stopped by him. And those same guys, if they want to fight Joe, no problem. No problem. And as I say, when people say they're going to call for the Dubois to fight Joe, that's a fight that's going to happen down the line. They're both under the same promotional banner. But right now, Joe is above the rankings in the WBA, so we're going for that belt.
I mean, obviously you could have took the Daniel Dubois fight for the vacant British title. Were there any regrets? Are you glad you took the Jennings fight, Adam?
It's the right fight for Joe. Jennings is a very, very tough opponent. Real step up for Joe. That's a world level opponent. He beat him tonight. He beat him very easily on the cards. I agree with Sam. I don't think it was that easy.
It was
4 or 5 rounds. But look, it's a good win for Joe. It's a good win under his belt. Also, it's a win in circumstances where he's shown what he can do in 12 rounds. People can look at that and say, how are you going to knock Joe Joyce out? How are you going to knock Joe Joyce out? How are you going to beat Joe Joyce? It's a tough opponent in Bryant Jennings. People told Sam and I that was Joe's kryptonite. That was Joe's kryptonite. Don't take it. It will look terrible against him. He's small, he's fast, he's quick. You need bigger people. He's beaten him. He's dispatched him, and he was hurt. Joe was hurt and still did the job. So we're very happy with tonight.
Let's be honest, it's only the second fight under Adam Booth. It's obviously a new relationship. That has to take time. I mean, people are criticising often his pace and his chin, but do you think he answers some questions?
Tell me a heavyweight that throws as many punches at Joe. There isn't one. Yes, does he look like does he look a bit slow? George Foreman was slow. Do you understand what I mean? There's people that don't know what they're talking about. He's an Olympic silver medalist, tremendous pedigree, and he's going to keep getting better. And if you're going to have to be some man to beat Joe, no man's unbeatable, but you're going to have to be some motherfucker to beat Joe.
I mean, one of the things about Joe is that he might not have on tonight's reactions a fan-friendly style. He has a very judge-friendly style because he's always the aggressor in the round. He's cutting down the ring, and you see that, and people will say, "Oh, it's too wide. That victory's too wide. Warren's got to the judges or whatever." It's not. That's how. If you understand how judges score fights, they go for the aggressor. More punches, more aggressive in most rounds. That's why he won by 8 on some cards.
I was scoring the fight harsh, to be fair. I was like, because you can't score the fight to be biased. So I was sitting there and I was thinking, that could be an even round, that could be an even round. But I knew the fight was going in Joe's favour as soon as he started dishing out the low blows, because he was constantly hitting Joe low. And I don't know if you've ever been hit by a 16-stone man straight in the bollocks. It's going to slow you down a little bit. So that's what he was doing, consistently hitting Joe in the bollocks. Yeah, Joe was nudging him away with his shoulder. There was a bit of that, but it's a boxing match. It's not tiddlywinks. So, but again, these people that don't know what they're saying, they're going to slag Joe off. But again, 10th professional fight. He's just beat Bryant Jennings. Give the man some respect. Say whatever you like about me, I don't care. It's no problem. Give him some respect.
Yeah.
And as I say, you're going to have to be some serious individual to dispatch a Joe Joyce. And let me tell you something, not one of the heavyweights will want to fight Joe because he's a fucking nightmare.
Now, one that you might want to put him in with is the WBA regular champion, Manuel Charr. Is that the one you want? Or
the one we want, and if Trevor Bryan takes a fight with someone else, it is the one I think we'll get. If it's not that, we get another opponent for Joe. But as we were talking about earlier, Joe's fighting top world level names now. Can't go back down and fight, say, someone like Dave Allen. He's got to go world level.
And obviously Daniel Dubois knocked out Nathan Gorman. We mentioned.
You look very, very good. You've got to give him props here. There's 2 young men putting on the line here. But as I keep saying,
are they at Joe's level? Do you think he's above that, or is he the same?
Joe is above that. He is above that right now. But again, they're both under the same promotional banner. The fight will happen eventually. It's just a natural fight to make. But right now, Joe's pursuing the world heavyweight title. And if anyone wants to give us sticks saying, "Nah, he's stuck," piss off. Do you know what I mean? Yes, that's what he's in boxing for. Yeah. No problem. But as I say, look, if the price is right and Joe's happy, he said, look, because Joe would tell us right now, I'll fight him, no problem. But it's our job as management to get him the best possible fights. And would you rather fight Dubois for a British title or Manuel Charr for a world heavyweight title? It's a no-brainer. Yeah. So again, all the stick that I can get and all the, but I'm telling you now, there is not one heavyweight in the world right now with a CV like Joe's. There isn't. There just isn't. And people can say, oh, he's a dickhead. It's a fact. Tell me one heavyweight that's got a better CV than Joe after 10 professional fights. He's learning. Did he get it quite a bit tonight? Yes. He was a sharpshooter, Jennings. He came to win. He just told me, he goes, fuck, I tried to kill the guy. Like that was probably one of Jennings' best performances. Yeah. He didn't. Do you know what I mean? He could have quit a few times. He was tired. Joe was using his size on him, and as I say, that's going to be great experience for Joe going forward. But is there improvements to make? Hell, yes, of course there is. He's 10 fights.
I mean, you mentioned Manuel Charr, just one last one. How far do you think he is off? Obviously, Manuel Charr's WBA regular. The belts are a bit split at the moment. Joshua with the Ruiz rematch. Wilder expects to fight Fury eventually. How far are we off those type of fights?
Joe's getting better and better. He's getting better and better under Adam. How far are we off from 2020? I think they're happening in 2020. I think, Joe
needs more time. He needs a bit more time. But as I say, give the man some respect. 10 fights, and then we're going to keep building and building and building. And when the time's right, we'll pull the trigger.
Mid to end of next year.
What's the plan next for Joe Joyce? Obviously, you mentioned Manuel Charr, but when can we expect those? He's obviously had 3 fights this year now.
He wants to go and have a rest. No, he's going to have a little good rest, because that was a long, hard fight.
And he kind of doubled up from Ustinov as well. He had no time off after Ustinov.
No time off. He needs a bit of a break now. Like he's moved back from America, so he needs a bit of a break, and then he's going to come back, and then we'll look to get him out. I don't know, October, November time.
Well, Sam Jones, Adam Morallee, appreciate your time.
Switch the comments off, mate.
Thanks.
I'm kidding.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.